Edwin Glosson here, team coach for Vertical Intensity, here to give you this week's daily vitamins. So this week's daily vitamins are comprised of three components. Okay, we have our stationary ball handling, where we're going to focus on our behind the back dribble. All right, our behind the back dribble. Two, our dynamic ball handling. We're going to show you a drill that's called Killing the Grass. Okay, it's a fun and creative drill for you, and you're going to really enjoy it. And then third, we're going to work on our finishing component and our footwork component. We're going to work on the reverse pivot into a body jab, and we're going to finish with the runner. All right, now it's time to talk about part one of this week's daily vitamins. Let's get into the behind the back dribble. So when we're working on the stationary behind the back dribble, we want to be in a nice athletic stance. It means our feet are slightly beyond shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, and we're starting off with one dribble with our right hand, and we're going to slap our bottom, pushing the ball over to our left hand, pound the ball once with our left hand, slap our bottom like so. Just like that. You don't want to beat down the ball if you can. You want to push yourself, just like that. You want to push yourself to make mistakes. Once you get comfortable with moving, push yourself to make it more game-like and go faster and faster and faster. And if you're not making mistakes, that means you're not getting out of your comfort zone. So obviously you want to make sure you get the movement down. That's a hard pound, being able to slap your bottom, keeping low and not tucking your tail up, but staying low, building that confidence. But as you continue to build the confidence, push yourself with your speed so you can get out of your comfort zone and make it more game-like. So you want to push yourself to make mistakes with that. So the rep scheme with that is, it's 15 from right to left, so 15 left to right. So it'll be 30 total. So you want to go 30 total 3 times. 30 total 3 times. All right, now it's time to talk about the second component of this week's daily vitamins. And this week's daily vitamins, the second component is Kill the Grass. It's our dynamic dribbling drill for this week. It's a fun drill, it's a creative drill, and it's where we focus on change direction moves. A single change of direction move, which is a crossover behind the back or between the legs, okay? Or a double move, where that could be between the legs behind the back, okay? A double crossover, a double behind the back, okay? Either one of those will work, or any kind of mixture thereof, all right? So what you need to do is you get a circle, probably four cones, 4 rocks, and get a circle that's about 10 steps apart either way, and then you look to build it like this. I'm just going to use, since I'm inside, I'm going to use the circle here at center court and show you what it is. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to dribble to the center of your circle, you're going to perform your change of direction move, and then you're going to head out to the outside of the circle. Once you get to the outside of the circle, it's a jump stop and pulling back, just like our commando drills that we worked on before. If you're unsure about that, check daily vitamin workout number 1, and you can review that. And then you want to come back in and you want to do the same thing. The important thing with Kill the Grass is you want to make sure that they're in-game moves. So you don't want to go three moves at the center. You want to perform one change of direction move or a double change of direction move, and that's it, and then get out. And I'm going to show you here just like this. Just like that, if you notice when we review this, I either went between legs behind the back, one crossover, or a double behind the back, or a between the legs crossover, and then got out of the circle, making those realistic in-game moves. The rep scheme for this is you want to perform 10 change of direction moves. You want to go in the circle 10 times, and that is 1 set. You want to do that 3 times. 10 times, 3 times, so that's a total of 30 change of direction moves that you're working on, but for 1 set, it's 10. All right, so now it's time to talk about the third component of this week's daily vitamins, And that's our footwork and finishing. But before we get into the footwork, really want to talk to you about the finishing. We're going to introduce a new finishing move to you this week, and that is the runner. The runner is a 1-foot finish that you use when there's early help from a help defender to try and keep you from getting in the lane and getting all the way to the basket for a layup. So when you drive to the basket and someone helps early to try and prevent you from getting into the paint, you can then take your 1-foot finish and shoot that runner over them. So it's early help is when you want to use this runner. And we break this down in practice by working on what we call one-step runners. And that's where you start, just take one step and you work on driving that knee up and then finishing and working on your runner. So I'm going to show you right here. Using this basket, we're going to take about 1, 2, 3 steps away from the basket, 3 nice paces. I'm going to work on my left-handed runner, so I'm going to take a step with my right foot, driving up my left knee, and then I'm going to work on finishing with the runner. Just like that. So you want to continue taking that one step, driving that knee up, and finishing with that runner just like that. All right, VI Nation, now it's time to talk footwork. This week, we're going to work on the reverse pivot into the body jab or rocker step. And then we're going to finish with the runner that we just demonstrated in our one-step runner breakdowns. So when we reverse pivot, we're actually pivoting away from the defense. The reason we want to work on the reverse pivot is because it's great to create space. You can do that when you're being pressed and you want to create space to open up and see the floor so you can see your teammates. And also when you're breaking out or popping out away from the defense in a half-court offensive set to open up, square up, create space, and then attack the defense. So what we're going to ask you to do is I'm going to show you on the left side. So we want to pivot on our outside foot, depending on whatever side we're on that side of the basket. And so on this side, we're going to use our right foot as our pivot foot, since we're going to be essentially on the left side of the floor. Jump stop, and then we're going to reverse pivot, opening up and seeing the basket and paint. That's what we want to work on. So when we reverse pivot, we want to use a body jab. So I'm going to turn my back to you to show you your reverse pivot, and then we want to use the body jab. So the ball is on my right hip. I'm going to body jab with my left foot. The reason I call it a body jab is because we don't just, a jab like that's just not believable. If you jab just like that, it's not very believable to the defense, but a body jab, really using your body and driving the ball down to the inside of your knee, bam, that really is a much better tool to actually get the defense to move so that you can then beat their feet, which is the whole point of really being active with your feet in the triple threat. So what we want to do is we want to roll the ball out, pivot away from the defense, body jab, one dribble, go middle, and then finish with the run. Show you on this side here. Toss back, reverse pivot, body jab, one dribble, finish with the run. Reverse pivot, body jab, one dribble, finish with the run. So we want to shoot or go for 20 reverse pivot body jabs, one dribble middle to finish with the runner on either side of the basket, both the right and left side. That's 20 apiece, so that would be 40, okay? All right, now it's time to recap this week's daily vitamins, starting off with our stationary ball handling. We're working on our behind the back dribble. So remember, you want to feet slightly beyond shoulder width apart, knees bent, sitting in that chair, 1 pound dribble, slapping your bottom, pushing the ball over to your other hand, then 1 pound dribble, slapping your bottom, pushing the ball to the other hand. Just like that. And we want to perform that 30 times. So 15 right to lefts, 15 left to rights. So that's 30 total behind the back dribbles. Stand up, shake out your legs, perform another 30. Stand up, shake out your legs, perform another 30. Stand up, shake out your legs for a total of 90 behind the back dribbles. Then you want to create that circle to perform the kill the grass drill that we showed you, where it's that creativity, working on your double or single change of direction moves. And you can either perform by single change direction moves, a crossover between legs or behind the back. For the double moves, we're talking about a double behind the back, or a between the legs, behind the back, or between the legs, crossover. One of those types of moves there, getting out of the circle, jump stop, spin back. If you still need some more clarification on the jump stop and spin backs, you can revert back to the Daily Vitamins workout number 1, where we talked about our commando drills, and we use that to make that drill continuous. So you want to go into the circle a total of 10 times, performing 10 change of direction moves. Stand up, take a break, about 10 seconds, go again, 10 more times, 10 change of direction moves, stand up, take a break, 30 seconds and get in, 10 total times in the circle for 10 total change of direction moves, double or single, for a total of 30 double or single change of direction moves. Make it different every time, just make sure that they're actual game-like moves, okay? Game-like moves at game speed, so you want to get out of your comfort zone with that. And then lastly, let's move on to the finishing and footwork, the final component of this week's Daily Vitamins. And since we're introducing a new finishing move, the runner, you want to make sure that you spend some time on your one-step runners. So what I want you to do this week is 3 sets of 10 one-step runners. Remember, it's about 3 paces away. 3 sets of 10, just one-step runners. You can choose to hit them from the middle, the wing, or even the baseline. So if your goal is to perform this 4 times before next Monday, try to hit every workout from a different, your one-step runners from a different spot on the floor. Okay? If you're hoping to do it 6 times, even better, then you can hit it from the baseline, the right wing, the top, the baseline, the top, the left wing, and then the left baseline, to making sure that you're working on it from each side. And then from there, you actually want to toss the ball back to yourself. So going into our toss back, where your back is facing the basket or the rim, catching it. We're going to use our outside foot as our pivot foot. So we're going to turn, body jab, so the ball is on our hip, and then we drive to the inside of our knee, and stepping across the knee, one dribble, then going into our runner, 1 or 2 dribbles going into our runner finish, and you want to perform 20 on the left and 20 on the right. 20 on the left and 20 on the right. So recapping again, you've got behind the back for our stationary dribbling. That's 30 dribbles per set, 3 times, that's 90 total dribbles. Then you want to go to kill the grass, where you want to get into the center of the circle 10 times for a total of 10 change of direction moves. Doing that 3 times, so that's 30 total change of direction moves. Then you want to work on your one-step finishes, shooting 10, and that is for 3 sets, that's a total of 30 one-step runners, and then actually rolling the ball out to yourself and working on the body jab 20 times on the right, 20 times on the left, for a total of 40. That's a lot of good work that you can get in about 10 to 15 minutes. Good luck.